Okay, well, I know the last video I said I'd have this thing running and all it needed was a battery. Well, I got a battery, put it in, and if I dump some gas into my brand new carburetor, this 460 will breathe some life, but it won't keep running. Let's see if I can. Well, maybe it needs a little bit more gas. But anyway, yeah, clang bang. The problem is the fuel pump isn't pumping. So I ordered a new fuel pump. And it's a special fuel pump that only fits a 460 or a 428. It's a 460. I don't know, I wish it was a 428 because they've got a reputation. 460 doesn't. I don't know why. A bigger engine isn't more popular. But anyway, we'll have to leave that till next week, Wednesday or Thursday, when the fuel pump will arrive. But yesterday I should have had the camera with me because it was kind of an eventful day. So I've been driving this Mustang and I'm not too crazy about it because it kept giving me problems. And so what I did was I told Isaiah I'd give him the car if him and his old man could put rocker panels on my Dodge Magnum, because I like my Hemi. So they said they agreed to it. So I was supposed to take the Dodge Magnum over to Richard's shop over in Brownfield, and they were gonna follow me with this, but it was low on gas, so they went into town and I just took the shortcut. There's a road that goes through the woods, a dirt road, and it starts off paved, so I haven't really been driving the Magnum for a long time, so I thought it would be fun to get on it and listen to that roar of that Hemi. But I got up to around 40 miles an hour and the hood flew up and smashed the, well, it didn't smash the windshield, but it came up onto the windshield. And it ruined the hood where it hit the wipers, and it kind of caved it in. So I went back home, found some old clothesline, tied the hood closed, and went back. And I got about the same place, and the hood blew up again and broke the clothesline. So messing around, I found a wire coat hanger in the back of the car, and I tried to tie the hood down with that. And that, as soon as I hit 40 miles an hour, the hood blew up, but only, like a foot, and stretched out the wire coat hanger so I could wrap it a little bit tighter. And then I headed over, and I was on the dirt road when I saw the Mustang coming from the other direction. They wanted to know what happened to me, why I didn't meet them at the shop. So I explained what happened to my hood, and I said, but things are fine now, I'll meet you at the shop. So I headed over there and I waited and waited, and they didn't show up. About 10 minutes later they came walking. Somebody had given them a ride because this thing here, the Mustang, just stopped on them halfway there. And so I figured, well, I'll go help them. They said the battery died, so we took a booster pack, went back to the car, drove over with the Magnum, and they hooked up the booster pack and tried to start it, and it just wouldn't start. So I said, well, why don't I push you back to the shop? See, I got the rubber bumper on the front, they got a rubber bumper on the back. I said, what the hell, I'll push you. So I started pushing. We came to a stop sign, so I stopped pushing, and they coasted slowly around the corner. And before I could come up behind them again, it fired up and they drove off. They didn't get very far because the hood on this car wasn't latched, and the hood on this car flew up and hit the windshield, and it did a lot more damage than Magnum. So you can see what happened to the windshield. And the fiberglass hood, it's all busted up. There's a lot of cracks on the inside. I imagine it can be fixed. But they weren't too happy about it, and neither was I. Anyways, we had 2 cars over there, and we had to get back here. At least I had to. So we put the battery from the Magnum into this car and drove it back, and we didn't make it back. We got to about the place where my hood flew up, which was almost home. So Richard and I got out and we walked back to the house. There's a bike trail out there. There's railroad tracks, and they put in a bike path along railroad tracks. And I had a path going through here where I used to take the dog walking. And so we walked back from down the path and out this way, and hopped in the car and pushed this thing the rest of the way home. And this is where it stopped. I don't know if it'll run now or not, but I sure didn't want to run there. And it had plenty of gas, and it had a good battery, and it's just driving me nuts. And the thing is, I haven't even got the title for it yet, so it's still legally mine. It's not Isaiah's car until I give it to him, but he seems to think it's already his. So I'm going to let him think that, because I don't want to be stuck with the problem of fixing all this stuff that's gone wrong. So that's where we're at today. I don't know what's going to happen, whether Richard's coming over to do some work on this thing or help me pull the motor out of that 72 Mustang, because it's a 6-cylinder, not the greatest engine for a Mustang. And I started yesterday by pulling off the hood, but we still got motor mounts and transmission mounts and wiring and stuff to disconnect. So this engine's coming out within the next few days anyway, and we decided what we're going to do is put it in this rat rod, because who cares if it's a 6-cylinder rat rod or a V8. So we'll bring this thing to life, and I think it'll be a fun thing to drive to the car shows. The door's a little rough. The guy that I got it from ran into it with a snowplow more than once. And we stretched the cab, added this piece in here, moved the roof back. And the roof already was rusted through, so we welded in the roof from a 1947 Pontiac, and it kind of fit. It had the right curves and stuff. So now it's a whole cab. Of course, it needs windows and stuff, but we'll get it done. I don't know about this. I know I got another one of these running boards out back. I think I've got one for the driver's side. I don't know if we need it. Yeah, this doesn't have one here, but I think there's one out back from another Ford truck. It'll bolt right on there. And got a transmission mount, so if we can find a way to put that in there, we're all set. We can there's a Corvair steering box too, so we're gonna hook that up and have steering. So it's gonna work out pretty good, I guess. But we're still working on that damn Buick, and a lot of sanding and Mondo, and we've got to fill all these. We've got to weld this up solid, so it's one piece quarter panel, and so there's a lot to do, and I can't do it all on my own. So I'm hoping that somebody will show up and help. It's supposed to be Emma's car, but Emma doesn't want to work. She just turned 16, and she's more interested in other things. And I can't say as I blame her. If I was a 16-year-old girl, I'd probably be a hoe. But she's not. She's really nice and sweet and everything, so I got to be good to her. So I guess I'll put this up online, since there's nothing really to report except yesterday's events. I guess that's it. This piece of crap. I hate this car.